We're back. So I'm very concerned about the audio here. Also, we don't have a chat, so you're gonna have to be checking the chat, okay? There's a lot. I'm also equally concerned over Tua's health. Will he ever return to the NFL? Have we seen the last of the Miami Dolphins quarterback? Baker Mayfield beat the Lions. Sam Darnold beat the 49ers. The Saints just embarrassed the Cowboys. There were upsets left and right, including tonight, everywhere in the NFL. Which, brings back the old saying, we just don't know shit about fuck. So, welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
All right, so you're testing out the audio. There's something there. Cool.
Oh, we got great audio.
Again, you're the chat man. You're going to be checking the chat. I don't have eyes on it, so it's going to be all you, buddy.
All right.
So before we get into it, comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at DarioSDW and at Super Dario World. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. And before we get into the NFL stuff, because we will mostly be talking about NFL stuff, I want to say thank you to everybody who shared my video that I loaded against Toyota. It's been fun. I will probably have more to say about that, but it will probably not be here. I just want to put that out there. This is just phase one. I'm going to be doing more stuff. And it's not going to be as intense, but it's still going to be kind of ridiculous. And I'll keep doing it until the day I die, or I think it stops being funny. So as our anti-sponsor tonight for this video, we have Massey Toyota Pacific Beach, which you should definitely visit if you want to just throw money away and, burn it or give it away to criminals. So there you go. Also, drive the BC4X if you want to ruin your life. Just everything in your life that's good, it'll suck. So there you go. That's our anti-sponsor for tonight. And I'll just keep doing it again until I get bored, I forget, or it stops being funny. Is that fair?
His life has gotten progressively worse. I can attest to that.
It's gotten progressively worse in every single way. I hate it. But anyway, let's get into it because now the NFL's back, and so that means that my life's gotten a little bit better. There's a little bit of sunshine here.
Yeah, not in terms of my fucking picks, dude. Goddamn.
Well, of course not. The football gods are cruel. By the way, I just realized, do you have a coin?
I'm sure I got something to flip.
All right.
Yeah, there's coins over there.
Okay, look at that, man.
Look at
big
that.
money
bills.
bucks over here.
You can even
look
use
at that
euros in there. Yeah. I got
We're
euros
not gonna
in
use.
there.
We're not talking soccer. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's right.
Jeez, that's
We're talking
unfair.
actual football.
Exactly, a real man sport. Anyway, so let's get into it. NFL Week 2 was pretty exciting, honestly. Overall,
It went just as predicted.
definitely, and it began with a bang. Buffalo Bills visiting the Miami Dolphins, Thursday Night Football. Listen, the big story for this game is that Tua got another concussion. It looked horrible. Who knows if he's not even coming back for the season, but coming back to play ever again.
And the question is, should he?
Listen, I don't know if he should, but I can definitely give you an answer to one thing. And that is, Tua should definitely never play Thursday Night Football ever again. That's at least a jinx. He knows that he should avoid it like the plague. Never play Thursday Night Football again, man. Clearly, it's not your thing. It's not good for your head. Also, if you come back, you need to slide once you get the first down. Just saying. You don't have to listen to me. I'm an idiot, but that would be my advice here.
He's one of those guys that can't give up on a play. That's the problem. And
well,
whether
does he want to give up on his brain?
it seems like it. And the sad part is he's had at least 4 documented concussions, and he's only 26 years old.
Yeah, no.
And I'm a guy who grew up watching wrestling, and I don't know if you remember this guy called Chris Benoit.
Yep.
Just saying.
Well, we don't talk about Chris Benoit.
Well, Bret Hart also retired because of
kidding.
concussions.
I'm kidding. No, we talk. We're not WWE. We don't care. We don't pretend that he didn't exist.
What was the WWE? What was the main event for WrestleMania 20?
Shut up.
We don't know.
We didn't have WrestleMania 20. What are you talking about?
It didn't happen.
Nope. Anyway, so big concern there. Who knows what the hell this means for his career, for the Miami Dolphins season, for a lot of things. It happened Thursday Night Football. They might be crazy enough to be like, oh, well, it's 10 days. He might be fine. I would give it a few weeks, if not a career. I think he already got his second contract. He's going to get some money guaranteed. I think $1 million is enough for you not to risk your brain. You know, the quality of life for the rest of the stuff. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, the problem is he's one of those guys that bleeds football, you know? It's more...
He was bleeding from his brain.
I don't think he cares.
Fair enough.
They're going to have to force him to stop,
You know, if he doesn't care, he doesn't care. So, all right?
What? Chuck Dominguez says, I'm ready to quit the Broncos. Every fucking season they have been disappointed.
Oh,
God damn.
Chuck, are we just going to skip to the Broncos?
Big.
No. Wait. Because we actually want to make fun of it. All right? He's trying to throw us off, man. You think you can throw us off being like, if I just say that I gave up on the Broncos now, then they won't talk shit about him. We will.
Yeah.
Because it's funny. And because they're the fucking Broncos, they're in the same division. We need to make fun of them donkeys. Anyway, so that's the big story there. Second big story, Bills got a running game. I thought the Bills were going to be worse than last season, but they looked, to be pretty legit. If you don't count the first half of the first week one, they've been looking pretty good. However, their head coach is still an idiot because why the hell was Josh Allen still playing in a game where you're up by 3 scores and the other team's quarterback is in the hospital? Why? Why did he have to jump over a bench and a freaking a trash can, risking injury?
I don't know, but that looks like a funny meme.
Why? Stop it. Stop. Let's just say I think it's a bad idea. Don't do it again, but whatever. Sean McDermott's an idiot.
Also, that James Cook boy, he good.
He really good. Next, we got the Vikings just dominating the San Francisco 49ers.
Again, as expected.
Well, of course, because the 49ers haven't won a game in Minnesota since like the 90s. So, of course, it was expected. We just didn't know that fun little fact.
We gotta research this type of shit.
Listen, the Vikings are for real. Okay?
I think so.
What, dude? When
the
king of the NFC, the reigning king right now is the 49ers, and they beat him. So if you want to become the man, you got to beat the man. They beat the man. So
top of their division too.
Top of their division. They're looking pretty good.
Sam Darnold redemption story. I'm here for it.
Sam Darnold playing like the MVP. Did you see the 70-yard pass that he gave Justin Jefferson? And I don't mean he threw the ball 30 yards and Justin Jefferson ran for the other 40. I'm saying 70 yards in the air. It's nuts. It's almost as crazy as the ref running on par with Justin Jefferson. It was the craziest play I saw all weekend. It's nuts. Left and right, any way you look at it.
Was it Justin Jefferson who did the Minneapolis Miracle?
I think it's Justin Jeffries.
What?
No, continue. What?
Who did the Minneapolis Miracle?
That was Stephon Diggs.
That was Stephon Diggs.
That was right. Mr. Stephon Diggs. What a career, man.
Yeah.
Vikings, Bills, Texans. Anyway, let's continue. The big story here is that Justin Jefferson looks like he got injured. It's not clear how bad it is, but without Justin Jefferson, it's a completely different offense. Still, it seems like they've...
Do you think this was a bit of a trap game for the 49ers? Do you think they just didn't come prepared, or are they just not as good as we thought?
Kind of. I mean, it's weird. Also, I saw that Christian McCaffrey is on IR, but he didn't play here. Things are weird in San Francisco right now. Let's just leave it at that. They're weird. Do I think they'll get their act together eventually? Probably, based on the way that they looked against the Jets. But maybe it was an off day. Everybody has off days. Yeah. But also,
plus the Jets weren't completely rolling.
Also, I think they were really in Brock Purdy's face the entire game. They got more than a few sacks. So, big story here again. The Sam Darnold playing like an MVP. Like if the season ended right now, the MVP it's between this guy, Derek Carr, and maybe Baker Mayfield, which is nuts.
As predicted.
Next we have the Seattle Seahawks.
Your order's weird.
Why? Why is it weird?
Well, all right, I'm just looking at my notes.
Well, listen, I just put them in the order that they show up when I put NFL schedule week 2
On the Google?
Yeah, on the Google.
Okay, I guess I could do that. Okay.
All right, yeah, there you go. And so anyway, the Seattle Seahawks beating the New England Patriots in overtime. So
It was pretty close, you know.
listen, the Patriots are way more feisty than I expected them to be in the beginning of the season. I expected them to suck. I expected them to be the worst team in the AFC.
I expected them to be the worst team in the NFL.
I didn't have any faith in the Panthers, but sure. They're playing better than I thought. They're running the ball. Their defense is beyond solid. So you can win many games that way. I don't know why they haven't started the rookie quarterback. I get it. It's the Patriots. They believe in, benching the rookies, giving them time to develop. But I mean, if you're mostly running the ball anyway, why not give the guy the reps? But, they're protecting the guy.
Maybe they are following the Patriot way.
Well, we'll see if it works. The storyline here, Geno Smith looked okay. But, overtime win, good for them. Who really cares? Honestly, it was one of those games. It was just, I had it on, but I barely looked at it just because I was bored. I saw the overtime though.
I would say both these teams right now are like a B, maybe a B minus. Like I wouldn't say they're one of the greats.
Well, listen, you are who you beat.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks beat the Broncos and the Patriots. Now, on the other hand, the
to
Patriots
be fair,
beat the Bengals.
You don't really know who you beat on week 1.
Definitely.
Maybe you thought they're gonna be a hot shit, and turns out they're hot garbage.
True. Definitely. Let's continue here. Commanders versus the New York Football Giants.
I'm not even gonna pretend I looked at this game.
Dude, I didn't watch this game. Like I didn't. All right, let me tell you something. Commanders only had field goals and won.
Look at my notes right there.
And the score is like 21 to something. I'm not even gonna check the score because it's stupid.
Yeah.
I actually should probably have the score up.
No, I have the score right there.
Oh, you have the scores?
Yeah,
Look
put the
at that.
score.
Look at who's acting all professional and
Yeah,
shit.
look at that.
21-18. That's 7 field goals.
Look
man.
at my one note.
All right. Let's see. Daniel Jones had a surprisingly clean game. Don't really care. Didn't watch it.
Apparently, he didn't throw interceptions, and he played okay. They lost.
Yeah. Against 7 field goals. That means that your defense was doing something right.
I gotta pick up that kicker.
Right? Next, we have the Los Angeles Chargers just embarrassing the Carolina Panthers, 26-3. The storyline, the big story here is that Bryce Young benched.
Yeah.
He got benched, and good because that kid can't play. I don't know if it's skill, I don't know if it's talent, but his head's not there.
I think it's the fucking team, dude.
Of course, that team is, let's just say, toxic might be a good word.
Sure.
Yeah, so I don't... Listen, if you're the head coach, and they brought you in there, you're a newbie head coach, and they brought you in there to take care of the first-round draft pick from last year, the number 1 overall draft pick, and you benched them week 3, oof. I don't know how long your career is going to be there.
And
Or
now
the other one.
Bryce Young
Honestly,
is...
Right now, let's do this prediction. Who gets fired first?
Of the quarterbacks or
Or the head coach? Who gets, next first? Who gets done between Bryce Young and Canales?
I don't think they're going to get rid
Canales?
of Bryce Young. I think they're just going to bench him and maybe eventually bring him back, or just have him as a backup. I think the coach is not going to last the season.
All right, what's more likely? Bryce Young comes back this season, or the coach gets fired?
Who was the backup?
Who, the backup QB? Who knows? Who cares? It's the Panthers.
Well, if they suck, then might as well just bring back Bryce.
Fair enough. Then forget about it. Let's just move on to the fun stuff.
Bryce Young is also...
J.K. Dobbins, resurrected like the Phoenix, having another over 100-yard rushing game, flipping into the end zone like a mad lad. It was beautiful.
Chargers are now a running team, huh?
Dude, not just a running team, a good running team. And it's funny because now you get to see people in the media talk about him with respect. At first they were like, they're not gonna do anything. Now they're like, actually, they might be pretty good. They have 2 really good 2 good tackles. They have 4 really good pass rushers. They have a legit QB. They have a legit runner. seems like the air game's starting to get a little bit better. The passing game's starting to get a little bit better. So
apparently, J.K. Dobbins fixed his Achilles with Aaron Rodgers' help.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well,
you give him like massages and stuff.
Well, they would go together to therapy and they would give each other shit. They probably did ayahuasca together. J.K.
Dude,
probably found himself.
Have you ever seen a J.K. Dobbins interview?
Oh, he's happy.
He's a ginormous weirdo, and I love him. He's hysterical.
He's a joy.
Dude, I remember his opening, like his introductory press conference. He's like, "How are you all doing? How are you doing?" He starts interviewing the press, and they mentioned something about how big Joe Alt is. Like, man, come on, man, I'm the biggest. I'm the tallest guy on the team. So like, man, I love this guy. He sometimes laughs like a little kid, really weirdly, but you like him. So all of a sudden he'll be talking like it's like, that's really weird. But I love this guy. Also, he good.
He damn good.
Dude, I had him on my bench for fantasy football. Fortunately, I didn't need him. I shellacked my opponent this week. But it's nice to know that I got a 20-point guy on the bench whenever I need him.
Yep. And I don't mean to keep, bringing this up, but I did say 15-0.
That's it. That the season's gonna end at 15.
And they're gonna make it to 15, and we're on the way there.
Listen,
pretty comfortably.
This is the worst team in the NFL, but they kept them to 3 points. Not even the Saints kept them to 3 points. So who knows what this means?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you can't celebrate too much because it's the freaking Panthers, but also
you can celebrate
the former Chargers would have played him close.
Definitely. But let's move on. Next, we got one of the biggest upsets. One of the most embarrassing upsets of this weekend. The Cowboys losing to the New Orleans Saints. You remember?
What did I tell you? What did I tell you about the Cowboys?
They're yo-yo.
Yeah, they'll embarrass you one week and then they'll look like complete chumps.
Yeah, but I didn't expect this. 44-19. This is supposed to be a good defense. However, now we got the answer. I figured it out.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh, okay, you want to see the notes?
Yeah.
So first off, story of the game: Mr. Alvin Kamara, 4-touchdown game.
He will always be my fantasy football hero.
He gave you like 60 points once, right?
Yeah.
It was insane.
I had him for that Super Bowl. It was beautiful.
Derek Carr looking pretty good.
No, Derek Carr looking like a goddamn stud out there.
And their defense just,
freaking
controlling the Cowboys, controlling the game.
Yeah, Derek Carr is on his American Idiot tour right now. He's going for real.
So let's see your notes here. Saints made the Cowboys look like a joke a week after the Cowboys looked like one of the more legit defenses. So I have a theory here.
I like my last one.
Sure. How about them Cowboys, eh? How about them boys? So I have a theory here of what happens. What's the issue with the Cowboys defense? They cannot cover deep. So that's the issue. And Deshaun Watson can't throw a deep ball anymore. So they shellac the Browns.
But he's so excited and he gets over there and throws the deep ball.
And he can't throw it anymore. Damn. He can't. He lost it. And so since he can't throw a deep ball anymore, it wasn't an issue against the Browns. Against the New Orleans Saints, who apparently have like deep balls galore. And, they're catching them. Deep
ball Derek.
They can't cover that. So it's yes, that is exactly what he's known as.
Deep ball Derek.
Deep ball Derek. Since Tannehill ain't there anymore.
Tannehill's out.
No, somebody else got to be a deep ball man. He's the deepest. And so that's my theory. We'll see how that works out. I think they have a tough matchup this week, and we'll break it down in a little bit.
I'm pretty happy that the Saints are doing good. The Saints are always one of those teams I always really like.
You see, I don't. Because I don't like good things happening to former Raiders.
But I like good things happening to former singers for Green Day.
Sure.
And Alvin Kamara is my hero.
Here's the crazy thing. You and I had that head coach to be fired last season. Like, he was on the hottest of hot seats. He got a new offensive coordinator, Kubiak. I forget his first name. Doesn't really matter. Seems like he's turning that franchise around. So eventually a team is going to figure that out. But the NFC South, if you ignore the Panthers, is looking legit. You got the Falcons looking okay. You got the Falcons are the Falcons. The Saints are looking pretty good, undefeated. the Bucks looking undefeated. Well, not looking undefeated. It's actually a more interesting conference than I thought, or division than I thought. But anyway, let's move on. Another upset. This one was one of the wilder ones. The Green Bay Packers beating the Indianapolis Colts in Green Bay with a backup quarterback who's been in the organization for like 2 weeks.
Well, to be fair, he didn't do anything. They just ran the ball.
Yes, and they ran it well.
Very
Josh Jacobs looked good. He looked good.
He was always good.
Here's the crazy part. If you're the Colts, how do you not know that? How do you not know they're running the ball? They don't have a quarterback. How do you not know that that's what they were going to do? It's crazy. It's madness. There's no excuse here. I think this would be a trap game for the Colts. The definition of a trap game. Also, why the fuck did you stop running the ball? I think Jonathan Taylor was averaging like 9 yards a carry. Why'd you stop using him? Is he injured? Or are you just stupid? Clearly you're stupid because you didn't stop the run. You didn't scheme to stop the run. You didn't just, stack the box. I don't get it.
And the Packers defense was actually keeping Anthony Richardson, pretty mortal.
Anthony Richardson is on the hot seat. For sure.
I wouldn't go that far.
Dude, last week he didn't complete 50% of his catches. Of his throws. This week, last week I think he was under 50%. This week, I think he was at 50%. So it's one of those things like, okay, it's not looking good.
As long as they win, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, they lost twice.
Been close.
Sure, fair enough.
Also, he didn't play a lot last season.
if you're going to look into any plays, there's a play where the Green Bay Packers center, right before he's about to snap the ball, that was meant to be a pass, all right? It's a pass play. The center throws up on the ball as he hands it to Malik Willis, so Malik Willis runs with it. So he's like, I ain't throwing this, and he just runs. Look at that video up. It's really gross, but it's funny. Next, we have the Cleveland Browns beating Clowntown. So
did they?
What?
But did they?
Well, listen, the Jaguars beat themselves.
It was just a bad week for cats.
Definitely. They're eating all the cats.
They're eating all the pussy.
they ate all of them. There's only one team with a win in the AFC South. Only one. Everybody else has lost.
It was the Colts, just the Texans.
Colts are 0-2. Titans are 0-2 in games that they should have won, and the Jaguars are 0-2. The AFC South looked at the NFC South and was like, "Fuck no, we're the worst division in this league. Hell no, you ain't taking that from us." And so, if I'm the Browns, I'm not happy with the way Deshaun's playing. I'm not happy with the way my defense looks. I'm not happy with a lot of things.
I'm not happy with the fact that I'm stuck with Deshaun.
But if I'm the Jaguars, because you're supposed to have talent. Dude, I have Christian Kirk on my team, who's projected to make points. He didn't make a point. He got like 0.9 or something. That's supposed to be the wide receiver one. Stupid Brian Thomas Jr. or whatever that guy's name is.
Trevor Lawrence is not looking like the guy they paid.
Yeah, so I'm concerned if I'm a Jaguars fan. Fortunately, I'm not, so screw them. Next.
Chuck Dominguez making a good point. It says Tony Khan is too busy running AEW. And then again, AEW is drowning too. So Tony Khan is the son of the guy who owns the Jaguars.
Okay.
And he owns the competition to WWE. So that's what he refers to.
So,
right now, they're struggling a bit.
Listen, if you're an NFL team, you're just printing money, right? So you don't really need to do much. I get it. But still, fuck you. Just fuck you. Except, no, because it's... I'd rather have an easy win in the schedule. But anyway. Next, the Tennessee Titans finding another way to lose against the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers looking pretty good,
Hey, the O-line finally protected him. I don't think he got touched.
He did not look great. He can't run anymore, which was kind of his biggest thing. But,
he never could run much.
He was a scrambler, for sure.
I mean, sure, but I wouldn't call him like a Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm not saying he's Lamar Jackson, but
I think that's exactly what you said.
He could dodge people. He would be like, miss me. Yeah, he could extend plays.
You said like he used to be rushing all over that place like LaDainian Tomlinson.
I used to call him Sonic the Hedgehog.
All right, man.
All right, that's what I called him. Yeah, but they won. They moved the ball. It's a tough defense. The Titans have a tough defense. The problem is that their quarterback's an idiot. 2 weeks in a row.
He's funny.
2 weeks in a row, he got like just the dumbest fumble or was it an interception ever. Did you see those plays? Like he just he was going down and just threw the ball stupidly. He's not a rookie anymore.
I believe last week the coach even said if we would have punted in first down, we would have won.
Yeah.
It would have been better for us to punt.
Yeah. So things not looking good. I mean, listen, if your biggest problem on your team is your quarterback, that's a pretty big problem. But, it's a problem that could have a solution. Just bring Tannehill back. But anyway, next.
We all need the Tannehill thrill.
Yeah, I think it was this one. Like, it was just stupid. Next.
And they got a lot of weapons, dude.
Another ginormous upset against the Pussies. The Lions. Beaten by the Buccaneers. Now, this wasn't the biggest upset of the weekend because the Buccaneers are a playoff team, or they were a playoff team last season.
Buccaneers got weapons, and apparently Baker's kind of driving with them.
Dude, Baker looks so happy in Tampa. He's got two of the best weapons in the NFL. That defense is good. Listen, I'm not a Todd Bowles fan. I've always said Todd Bowles should be fired because he's not a really good head coach. But, something's happening in Tampa Bay, and it seems to be working, and they took down the team that I thought was the most talented team in the NFC. Now, the coach also did not help. There was a lot of, let's say, dumb decisions taken, but, live by the sword, die by the sword. And except, you've lost in an embarrassing fashion in your home opener. Not a good way to start, but not the worst thing in the world. I keep dropping coins.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't even throwing it. I just had it in my hand.
Just why were you? Whatever.
Story here. If you're the Lions fan, David Aiden Hutchinson, he good. How many sacks did he get? Like 40. He just did not stop sacking left and right.
Apparently, it didn't help. But
yep. I mean, that tells you something about Jared Goff, but whatever. He's not the worst, but you could do better. And Baker Mayfield running like crazy. Running for 10-yard touchdowns, or was it like 15? I don't know, but he's looking all good.
Look at that man. That's a happy man right there.
Yeah, and he's in the conversation for MVP of this season. After 2 weeks.
Expected.
Sure, as expected. Next upset, we got the Ravens. Having their victory stolen by the Raiders.
I stopped watching it because I was like, this is one of those games I don't have to pay attention because, duh.
Yeah.
Where this is going. The Ravens are fake?
Dude.
Phonies?
We thought
Phony
the
balonies?
AFC North was the most difficult division in all football.
It might be. The Steelers are winning.
The Steelers are undefeated. The Browns are 1-1. Bengals and Ravens are 0-2.
As
expected. So the big storyline here, the Raiders, Devontae Adams. Turns out it's not fair that they use him. It's cheating.
Also,
Man's
that Bowers
good.
guy.
Brock Bowers kid. They hit on that pick.
Mm-hmm.
Second game, over 100 yards. They should have given him the touchdown. I thought he got the touchdown where he was fighting against everybody and their mother. They didn't give it to him. Fuck it, it's the Raiders.
I got the Bowers.
And the story on the Ravens side is, why did you stop using Derrick Henry? You were up. Why did you stop running the ball?
That has actually always been the question.
I don't understand. Like,
Same with the Titans.
Yeah, I don't understand. But whatever. You get what you deserve. Unfortunately, this means that the Raiders won one, which is just sickening, disgustingly sickening. But it makes you feel better, on the other hand, of the Chargers O-line. Because This man, Max Crosby, was in Lamar Jackson's face all freaking day. Lamar Jackson is the hardest man to tackle in the NFL. He's too fast. He's sneaky. Like, where is he? So the fact that the Chargers' first-round draft pick kept this man to 0 pressures makes you feel really good about where the Chargers' O-line is currently. So
I feel great.
I feel great too. I'm not used to this feeling.
No, it's
Actually bizarre.
Quite off-putting.
I might throw up. I don't trust it.
I feel like the universe is starting, like, ready to balance itself out, and it's just gonna crush me later.
Yep. Next, this not exactly an upset, but definitely a beatdown. The Arizona Cardinals embarrassing the Los Angeles Rams.
They got decimated, dude.
Dude, now to be fair, the Rams were very injured coming into this game,
And they left even more injured.
Yep, they maybe lost Cooper Kupp, and the most important thing here for the Cardinals, their first-round draft pick,
Marvin
Harrison
Harrison.
Jr., he good. He looking good. They were listening to people like us complaining like, this guy sucks. And then all of a sudden, shut the fuck up, Dario. Here you go, 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes.
That's actually what they said.
Of course, it's what they all say. They always say. I live rent-free in their heads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of houses. Anyway.
And I don't pay any rent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he looking good. Cooper Kupp injured. Dude, freaking Kyler Murray might be the funnest watch in the NFL. Have you seen him scramble? It's crazy. He's only going to be able to do it for like 5 more games, but he's really fun to watch. Like, he's running around. Hopefully they can keep it up, but they managed to close out the game. If I'm LA, I'm very concerned because this was a divisional round that you lost. You've lost 2 in a row. You've lost your 2 wide receivers. Your line, I think, is it's mostly a mess. I think you're getting your left tackle back.
And even freaking Stafford wasn't looking great at the end.
Yeah. So I'm concerned if I'm the Rams. Fortunately, I'm not a Rams fan, so fuck them. Next, we got the most controversial game of the weekend.
Who would have guessed it?
The Cincinnati Bengals.
You guys don't even you don't even need to watch this game to already know how it ended.
Losing to the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City, 26-25. So, first off, this interception might be the greatest interception I've ever seen in my life. The Taylor something. I forget his name. But
I think it's something Taylor.
Yeah, dude, like turning around one-handed. It was crazy. It was nuts. It's like maybe the best interception I've ever seen. Let's see your notes here. The Bengals looked a lot better. Sure. They did look a lot better.
They played the Chiefs close. They almost won.
By the way, why does the NFL fucking hate the Bengals and their fans? Because earlier in the week, I heard that the NFL had said that the Gesicki touchdown that got taken away from the Patriots game should have been a touchdown. So the Bengals should have beaten the Patriots, but, fuck them. So they lost. It's why? Why is it always them?
And the Bengals should have beaten the Chiefs, but you know what? Let's give them another 3rd down.
So
just give them another try.
Joe Burrow looking a lot better. His arm looking a lot better. And let's just move on to the controversial play.
I think the universe is just punishing him for that hair.
You know what? He does look like a serial killer. It's nuts. I don't know who suggested it, but it's a bad idea.
Like, the man looks like Vanilla Ice.
Right?
I don't...
He
Not his best decision.
Yeah, he looks like he could be an NSYNC.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's move on to the controversial play, right? 4th and 16. If the Bengals get a stop here, they win the game, basically. Patrick Mahomes rolls out. There's a bunch of holdings everywhere. Then he airs out the ball and defensive pass interference. Now, everybody and their mother keep saying, let's say the refs, the analysts, all that stuff, they keep saying that, yes, this was defensive pass interference. And I checked the rules. The rules for pass interference basically say that if you hinder a receiver's ability to get the ball considerably, or also if you try to reach from behind them, also counts. Even if you're making a play on the ball. Fair enough. The issue with this one here, and again, I'm torn as to whether it should have been called or not. And I'm usually the first one to be like, hey, fuck the refs are on the Chiefs side and all that stuff. I saw a lot of angles for this. I even saw the all-22, which is really an open shot. It looks like the DB, Anthony, he's running towards where he thinks the ball is going to be. He stops and jumps up. At the same time, Rashee Rice is running towards him, and he jumps back. So it's, from the way I saw it, they're in a collision course, but one stops and goes up, the other one jumps back. And I think Anthony was actually better positioned to catch the ball. I think it's actually Rice, the one who interrupts him from getting it.
There is the question of whether he would have even caught it.
Yeah, but to me, it's like, who's in a better position to catch the ball? Again, the way that I saw it, it should be the guy who got hit in the face by the ball. Anthony. And so it's very controversial, to say the least. And it's one of those things that, of course, it had to fall on one particular direction.
Yeah, this is my issue. So it was definitely wishy-washy.
Sure.
If you say it's pass interference, I don't entirely disagree.
There was a lot of holds on that play, though. But they weren't calling holds most of the game, so fair enough.
But to me, it's the thing of, I'm always going to fall on the side of let them play.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to have situations like this where it's public perception on the Chiefs with the refs is not good.
No.
There's too many situations where it's, oh, look at that. The refs bailed him out again. And I see this as, like, I'm not saying it wasn't necessarily pass interference, but in a lot of other situations, I've seen them not call stuff like this.
Listen, to me, try to be as objective as possible. It could be either offensive or defensive pass interference. There's enough evidence for both. So since there's enough evidence for both, I'm not going to be the one that makes that takes it away from the players. It's like, all right, he did it. They were both going for the ball. I'm not going to be the one who's giving the win to one team or the other. So, sure. Should the Bengals not have been in that position? They only had to do one first down, all that stuff? Sure. Yes. Definitely. It just sucks that it always seems to fall in the same direction. And it's also very annoying, and that's why their games are not really fun to watch. The Chiefs, I mean. We missed a lot of comments.
No, they're just I've been ring.
Okay, by the way,
So
for those of
Cincinnati versus that Kansas refs.
By the way, for those of you who are in our football league, I will do the numbers in a minute before we get to the pick stuff. But I was notified of a website called Price Picks where it basically does all this for us. I'm looking into it. We'll probably start doing it. I'll let you guys know. I'll send a message to whoever is actually in the league, and so you guys can join there, so it's easier.
I like that. Less work for me.
Yep. Next, what?
God, the Steelers games fucking suck, dude.
I was gonna say the most boring game of the weekend, but then I mean the Giants Commies game was really boring. Now this one I actually had on the screen, and I watched from time to time because there was only 3 games in the afternoon. Steelers versus Broncos.
Chuck Dominguez let me start.
All right. So, Bo Picks he really wants that nickname. However, if you saw his press conference afterwards where they asked him, like, hey, what happened there? And he was like, I threw the ball to the wrong player. I threw the ball to the defensive players.
Clearly,
yep.
I fucked up.
It's like, you know what? All right, respect. I kind of like that. Good on him. Not that he threw the pick, but the attitude there. It seems healthy.
I'm always going to give a little bit of leeway to a rookie.
Sure.
Like, it is. They're not used to playing this caliber of defenses.
No, definitely not.
But, oh man, you got to take better care of that ball, dude.
Yeah, so let's see your notes here. Broncos gave a decent defensive performance, while Bo Nix is living up to his rookie status with 2 INTs. Steelers games still suck, but they keep winning, blah, blah. Listen.
They're the most boring winners ever.
Yeah, but, that man, Justin Fields, might be the starter. I don't think they...
may be taking Russell Wilson's job.
Yeah. Listen, he got a touchdown this time, I guess. Technically. But here's the thing. I saw this story last season. Denver Broncos sucked donkey dick. And then all of a sudden they went on a hot streak and they looked like they might make the playoffs. So I don't want to give Chuck Dominguez hope, but I'm gonna a little. Sean Payton has not had a good thing going in Colorado. It was definitely a bad decision. He chose to pick up that dumpster fire. Why? I have no idea. But last season we saw signs that it could get better. This season, if Bo Nix gets his head out of his own ass, maybe there could be signs of them not sucking as terribly in the future. But as long as their salary cap situation is that bad, they're gonna suck.
Could they trade for a quarterback?
I don't know. But the thing is, they're gonna suck for as long as they have the Russell Wilson contract. That I don't know which is a bigger anchor, the Russell Wilson or the Deshaun Watson one. Like, what's going on?
He's trying to eat some sauce.
Oh, okay. I was like, the hell is he doing? But yeah, honestly, I don't know who's in a worse situation. But if Sean Payton decides to stick around long enough for that to get fixed, maybe the Broncos have a future. But for the foreseeable future, things look not so good in Mile High. So let's see. Is he saying something?
Yeah, he says, don't. I don't have hope. Nix, when he got drafted, he said to Sean, you want to win a Super Bowl? Was that a question?
I mean, everybody says that.
I'm sure he wants to win a Super Bowl.
I'm sure that everybody says that. In fact, a buddy of mine...
I'll bet you everybody since Brady has tried to apply that whole thing of like, I am the best decision this franchise has ever made.
This is actually pretty lucky because I got a perfect example of somebody looking like an idiot after saying that. So the very next game, Texans beating the Chicago Bears, right? Chicago Bears, speaking of saying stupid things after the draft or whatever, they have a quarterback named Caleb Williams. He kind of stinks. He's not too good. Or at least he hasn't played well. First week, they won a game, but their offense didn't score a single point. It was all defense and special teams. So, not looking too hot. In the game where they did not score a single offensive point, before the game, he told his punter, you're not going to be in the field today. Get ready, you're not going to be much in the field today. You're not going to get that many reps. And oh my God, did that not age well. That aged like sour milk.
He's like, could we go for it on 4th down? I'm going to look like a real tool.
Yeah, so, listen, he got sacked a lot, sure, but...
He got sacked 7 times, dude.
Yes, he did. Part of it was, him just not letting go of the ball fast enough. Part of it was, terrible offensive play calling. Part of it was terrible offensive line play.
Like,
sure.
if they were playing the Panthers, I would understand a certain level of cockiness. You're playing Houston, dude. This is a good team.
Yeah, and they showed it. And they embarrassed the Bears. They have a good defense, but their offense just stinks. It's disgustingly bad. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. And I know there's a lot of people saying, like, it's too early to call him a bust, and there's shines here and there, blah, blah. From what I saw, the dude missed a lot of really easy throws. I already complained about this last week. Like, last week with Keenan Allen, Keenan Allen is unblockable. He's going to be where you need him to be when he's supposed to be there, and he just missed those throws. DJ Moore was upset with him this week. And so, to me, it's more of a mental thing. I don't think he has it between the ears. He might have all the physical talent in the world, but when it comes, to crunch time, he blanks. I don't know what happens.
You think he's just dumb?
I don't know if dumb, but I mean, just, sometimes you just blank out. It happens to people. Some people have ice in their veins, some people don't. And based on, I don't know, before the draft, I saw a video of him when they lost a big game. He's crying with his mom. The painting the fingernail stuff, you're like, there's clearly something going on in this dude's head. And I would not want, a mama's boy leading my franchise.
He's a bit too Gen Z for me.
Yeah. But anyway, the last game
Also, congratulations for the Texans being the only team in the AFC South with a win.
Yeah, and no losses.
Who's going to be undefeated the longest?
Well, I think we need to wait a little bit for that one.
No.
All right, as we go through the games, we'll see if the undefeated team will continue.
Okay.
All right? It's going to be the Chargers, 50-0, according to you.
Yeah.
Of course, you say the Chargers. Right. On the final game, Monday Night Football, we had...
All right, tell me about this one. I didn't watch it. I was playing D&D.
All right. The game sucked. Not really. It was exciting. It was a close call. This game was lost 100% by the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. One, by not taking an easy field goal earlier in the game, and two, it was also Kellen Moore making the dumbest decisions I've ever seen in my life. Now, Kirk Cousins did not look great, except at the end. The final drive, he looked like money. Like no timeouts, just throwing the ball down the field, moving it, scoring when they needed to.
Primetime Cousins?
No primetime Cousins. I know.
Monday night primetime.
It's weird.
Cousins?
No primetime Cousins. They actually got the win. But at the end of the game, the Philadelphia Eagles had the football. They were driving. They were making the Falcons use all their freaking timeouts. And then for some reason, on third down, they call a pass play. And it's a pass play to Saquon Barkley, and he drops it. And now the clock is stopped. You gave them 40 extra seconds on the clock to another team. It was a dumb decision. Any way you looked at it. It was as dumb as not taking the easy field goal when you had it. I don't understand it. It was just stupid. And also, the defense following that, they just gave the Falcons the entire field. I don't know what they were doing or what they were thinking, but that was just stupid coaching decisions, offense and defense. And so this falls on the guy who's their boss, who is now 0-2 to start the season. So the Philadelphia Eagles, who people consider them to be the favorites, or one of the favorite teams, and who usually start pretty hot, are now 0-2. So, I don't know. Things are not looking good in Philly right now. And at times, they look like a solid team. They just, need to get their head out of their butts.
Hey, maybe the Falcons, I don't want to say it.
No. The Falcons are still morons. Don't go.
Oh, I was never going to argue.
Okay, all right.
I was never going to argue that.
So
I'm just saying they spent a lot of money. So,
hey, listen. They paid this man, Kirk Cousins, a hell of a lot of money to win them games in the 2-minute crunch time. He did. He just got the first one. So, good on him. And I think that's it for week 2. Let's move on to our predictions for week 3. By the way, like I said.
You want to do the numbers real quick? I got to go get something.
All right, sure. So, before we get into that, let me just do like a quick thing here. So, for those of you who are in our league, here's how the things are standing right now. By the way, you can still join the league if you enter before week 5 starts. You can just enter in last place, no numbers penalty. Usually there's a penalty. If you enter after week 5, you would get a 3-point penalty. So you'd enter in last place, -3. It's voluntary, whatever you want to put in. I put in $100. Other people have put in 50. Other people have put in nothing. So it's completely voluntary, but here's the standings right now. In first place, we got Abraham with 23 points. By the way, all you have to do is just pick the winner for every single game. And if you get it right, you get a point. It's that simple. So Abraham's at 23 in first place. Son of a bitch. Tied in second place, Gus, you're with me. We're both tied at 19. Then we have Amis and God tied at 18. Then Jerry, you're at 17. Alex, Mora, you're tied at 16. Chuck Dominguez, you're down at 15. And Eric, you're also down at 15. So you're tied in last place with Chuck Dominguez at 15.
Yeah, that's certainly how it feels.
Yep. So let's begin. Thursday night football. Actually, a more interesting matchup than I thought. The New England Patriots visiting the New York Jets. Eric, I'll let you take it first.
Fucking hell.
Oh, we did not do this, did we?
No.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Jets.
Jets?
Yeah,
Okay. Why?
home.
That's the only reason?
I think so. Listen, my logic is bad,
Clearly.
and I don't know shit about fuck.
All right. Fair
But
enough.
it seems like the Jets are starting to get it together. I feel like maybe they're gonna go 1-1 this season.
Sure. Listen, I think, like I said, the Patriots are better than I thought, but the Jets look like they're starting to get their act together a little bit more. So I'm going to go with the Jets as well. So let me see what God thinks. God says home. So all three of us pick home. I'm just going to put home and away because I already know the order. So
All
I'll just come here and check it later. Yeah, I know. It looks messy, but it'll be fine. Next, we got the New
How
York...
much did David Martinez have? He said you didn't say his name. Say his name.
I did say his name. David Martinez, No, that's not right. David Martinez. Oh, I'm sorry. You're at 20. So you're in second place, you son of a bitch. I'm sorry. No wonder I didn't want to say it.
He's like, say my name.
Yeah.
Goddamn
So
right.
you're in second place. I'm at third place.
What a loser.
I know, right? My own league. It's the worst. So the New York Football Giants visiting the Cleveland Browns. Two terrible organizations right now. Two in a terrible quarterback situation. But, oh, God. Just give me the Browns at home. I have no reason to pick them, but I just can't pick the New York Jets. I'm sorry, the New York Giants. I just can't pick them. I have no faith in them.
Yeah, I can't do two New York teams in a row. Give me the Brownies.
All right. And God picked away. So, God picked the New York, whatever.
I think God is beating me.
Oh, God's kicking your ass, man. God's at 18. You're at 15. So you're way off. Next, we got the Philadelphia Eagles visiting the New Orleans Saints. So this is going to be an interesting matchup.
Give me the Saints.
Why?
Because they're playing hot and the Eagles are playing not.
All right, sure. Saints at home. I get it.
That don't.
One team needs it more than the other one. But God, that Eagles secondary just sucks. So I'm gonna go with.
Stop dropping my shit.
I'm sorry. So I'm gonna pick the home team as well. New Orleans is a different team inside the dome, but let's see what God picks. God picked away. So all right, God.
Also, pick something different.
Me? Why?
Because otherwise I can't catch up.
Listen, have you seen the way these teams played? One was not good. But anyway.
I clearly told you I didn't watch the Eagles. I thought they won.
Really?
Well,
You fool.
I just assumed.
You fool. Next, we have the Houston Texans visiting the Minnesota Vikings. This is a toss-up, man. It's super toss-up. Usually, I go with the home field advantage.
Both
but
undefeated.
Justin Jefferson might be injured. Just because of that, I'm giving the advantage to the Houston Texans.
Are you thinking of Jim Jeffries?
I have no idea who the hell I'm thinking. All right, I don't even know if I am thinking.
No, you're not.
All right, so I'm just gonna go with the Houston Texans.
Damn it. I'll go with the Texans as well. I like the Texans.
I like the Texans. All right, away. So just to elaborate a little bit more, I think that the Vikings look really good right now, but I don't think it'll last forever.
And
On the other hand,
without Jefferson, I don't think
yeah,
so.
I think that the Texans can make it last the entire season, barring a serious injury. So
I don't
that's
think
my
the
logic
Texans have played their best yet.
Oh, definitely not. So they went up against two really good defenses. This one might be on par or maybe even better. Who knows? But I just like the Texans.
Yeah.
Next, we have the Denver Broncos visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I predict that the Bucs are going to remain undefeated.
I'm sorry, Chuck.
Yeah, sorry that you're a Broncos fan.
Yeah, let's
I
go
see
with
what. Yeah, I don't even. I'm not even gonna explain this one because I think it's stupid to need to explain this
we're
one.
baking with Mayfield here.
Yep. Next, we have the Green Bay Packers visiting the Tennessee Titans.
I respect that Chuck still picked the Broncos.
An undefeated team against, an unwinning team.
Trap game, right?
It could be. Listen, the Jordan Love situation is interesting because we don't know how long he's going to be out. Now, the Tennessee defense is better than, at least the run defense is better than the Titans defense. No, I'm sorry, than the Colts defenses, at least on paper. But man, the Packers have been looking good. I almost hate it. Listen,
You go first.
I went first on the other one, but fine, I'll take it. You know, just give me the Packers. I'm going to stick with the hot hand, and clearly Will Levis is not the hot hand.
Yeah, Will Levis is my main thing. Josh Jacobs is going to win it for him.
All right. Away. Next, let's see. The Chicago Bears visiting the Indianapolis Colts.
I just noticed that their logos are basically the same, but one is sideways.
Pretty much, yes. So and that's probably going to be the most interesting thing about this game. You go first.
Colts.
Why?
Because of the Bears.
Yeah, but, I mean, the Colts have sucked. I mean,
They haven't sucked. They played the Texans real close. Apparently, the Packers are packing heat. So, you know. I don't think they suck. They're a middling team right now. But they're not as bad as the fucking Bears.
Nobody's as bad as the fucking Bears. Actually,
Maybe
no,
the Panthers.
They have a good defense.
Can you imagine watching the Panthers and the Bears?
No. Steelers and the Panthers. Man. You see, I don't have faith in Caleb Williams. I have faith in their defense, though. It's a really good defense. So, can Anthony Richardson get his head out of his own ass? I'm going to take the Bears.
All right.
I'm going to take the Bears. I don't think... Listen, Caleb Williams did get sacked 7 times.
It's a lot of times.
I don't see the Colts sacking him 7 times.
They're a good defense.
Yes, but not a 7-sack defense.
5 at the most.
And the Russian defense also sucks, so that helps alleviate some of the pressure. So I'm gonna
Okay.
I may regret this.
Listen, this has been a wild
Next
season.
week, I'm gonna be super pissed, maybe, potentially, but you know I'm taking a risk here.
This has been a wild season so far.
God picked home.
You know, I'm happy it's wild. I'm happy it hasn't been predictable.
Oh wait, I fucked up. So it's away. I picked the Bears, right?
Yeah.
Previous one, we all both picked the Packers. Okay, we're good. Next, 2 undefeated teams. The Los Angeles Chargers visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now,
All right, I'm actually a little nervous.
there's a few interesting tidbits here. First off, the Chargers stayed in Carolina, right? So there's not going to be any of that travel issue. They're going to be hanging out. They're going to be becoming a closer-knit team. They're going to be doing nothing but football.
I bet you they're playing Madden right now.
On the other hand, the Steelers are an extremely well-run organization. They have a legit defense. They have a legit head coach. They have the, back-to-back defensive MVP, maybe? TJ Watt.
He's scary.
He's a scary man. So, the issue's their offense. So, will the Chargers offense be able to do more damage to the Steelers defense than the Steelers offense will be able to do to the Chargers defense? That's the big thing here. Now, I did mention this before on an earlier podcast that Jim Harbaugh has access to the freaking binder of information that his father created for the Steelers for his older brother, John Harbaugh, who is the head coach of the Ravens. So they have an advantage there. They have more tape to watch. So also I'm going to pick with my heart. I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about here. Obviously,
Listen, this is the biggest test so far, and we're going to be able to see who this team really is.
oh man, yeah, I'm gonna take the Chargers. Although I'm not happy that I'm forced to watch a Steelers game.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. You better plan on drinking.
God damn. Stop dropping my shit.
I don't.
Here it is.
I'm not an idiot on purpose.
I just played one on TV.
Away. God picked away. So, all right. God's on our side.
Let's go.
We winning. Next, we got the maybe Tua-less Miami Dolphins visiting the Seattle Seahawks.
I hope it's Tua-less.
Give me the Seattle Seahawks.
Give me the Seahawks
at
all
home.
the way.
Yeah. It's.
Who's their backup?
I have no idea. He played last week. Skylar Moore or something. I don't know.
I just watched Breaking Bad again. I don't want any Skylers.
Listen, dude, I'm upset because I have Akane in my fantasy league.
A-Chain.
Whatever. I like saying Akane. But
Isn't she from an anime?
yeah, Ranma 1/2.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I hate Akane now that I mention it. That stupid bitch. Anyway, worst tsundere ever. But where was I?
You have A-Chan.
All right, so I have H-Chan. So I don't know if this actually drops his stock or makes it higher because they're going to run the ball more, but the defense is going to be ready for it. So I don't know what this means. So I'm torn. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
I'll trade you for it.
Fuck you, no. God picked away. Next, we got the Panthers visiting the Las Vegas Raiders. Do we even need to ask? No? Yes?
You're going to have to tell me because I'm not going to watch it. But give me the Raiders.
Yeah. Raiders just beat the Raiders. This could be a trap game. You know? Could be a trap game. So,
You know what?
God picked home.
Panthers are going to beat the Chiefs.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Anyway,
I can't even elaborate.
Bryce Young.
That's gonna be the trap game.
Bryce Young returns, beats the Chiefs.
That's gonna be the trap game.
Turns his career around. Next, we got the San Francisco 49ers visiting the Los Angeles Rams. Give me the 49ers.
I like the Niners here.
Yeah, they're not. They didn't look too good this week. They might have lost Chris McCaffrey, but the Rams are just too injured.
They're decimated.
To stand up against the 49ers. God picked home, by the way. Next, interesting matchup. The Lions against the Cardinals in Arizona. Eric, who do you like?
Oh, man. Is this a bounce back? Was that a wake-up call for the Lions?
It had to be.
Might be. You know what? For the first time, give me Arizona at home.
Really?
I think so.
What's your logic?
I don't think the Lions are buttoned up yet.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's going to be one of those seasons of adversity, and then they're going to make it to the playoffs, but they're going to make it as a wild card.
All right. I think these two teams are very similar. One head coach is way wilder than the other one.
Both are lovable.
Yes. One quarterback is really mobile, the other one isn't. But they're both talented, feisty, and they play really hard for their coach. I just think that talent-wise, the Lions are a little bit deeper. And I don't think the Arizona defense is anywhere near as good as the Tampa Bay defense. So I'm going to go with the Lions. And let's see what God thinks. God picked away.
Yeah, this was one of the more.
This is an interesting matchup. This is one of the games that I'm going to watch. You know,
this is going to be one of those that I'm not going to be surprised either way.
Exactly.
And I
Next,
like those games.
Another equally interesting game. The Ravens visiting the Cowboys in Dallas. All right. So I can't even say if this is where we're going to find out if the Ravens are for real. Because we don't even know now if the Cowboys are for real. So it's going to be a couple of teams that should have a better record than they do right now, but they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So after 2 weeks, will the Ravens have learned that you need to use Derrick Henry more? Also, that the biggest weakness in the Cowboys defense is the deep balls. I mean, if I realized it, I'm assuming they did.
You think Lamar got them deep balls?
I think Lamar's got them deep balls. So I'm going to... This may be the week. If they don't turn this around, I may give up on them, but I'm going to stick with the Ravens right now. Eric, what do you like? You can make a move.
I'm going to go with them boys.
You going with them boys.
And the only reason is, first, I think this week was a kind of a wake-up call. It's a yo-yo.
All right. This is the bad yo-yo. Now this is the good yo-yo.
Cowboys having an insane record at home during the season, not in the playoffs.
All right. So that's the Saints. Gotta pick the way. So next, we got the Kansas City Chiefs visiting the apparently feisty Atlanta Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Eric, who do you like?
I'll take the Chiefs.
You're going to just keep picking them?
Fuck the Falcons. Give me the Chiefs.
Listen, I don't like it.
You want the Falcons.
I
You want that Cousins.
Listen, I want the Falcons to win, but I don't believe in the Falcons.
You believe in
Like,
Cousins.
the Falcons won because the Eagles are morons, not because they're good. So that's not gonna fly against Kansas City. So I'm gonna pick Kansas City as well. I have too many aways here. I'm not feeling. I don't like that. Usually I fall towards the home ones, and God picked away. I would not be surprised if the Falcons beat the Chiefs. I would not be surprised, but I doubt it's gonna happen. By the way, you're freaking. I can feel the allergies.
Also, it's gonna be weird rooting for the Falcons.
It'll be an odd one.
I don't even think I'll root for the Falcons.
I'll just watch.
No. I'll root for the Chiefs. It'll be a nice change of pace. Finally root for a team that wins all the time.
You know what?
Right?
I'm gonna change my pick to the Falcons because if you're supporting them, they're gonna lose. By the way, I'm kidding. I'm not switching my pick. I'm not switching my pick.
Say that tell that to last Super Bowl.
Yeah. I'll go fuck yourself. Next, we have the must-win Jacksonville Jaguars against the undefeated Buffalo Bills at home. This should be pretty easy, pretty simple. The Bills again, for 6 quarters, have looked unbeatable, even though they should have benched their quarterback for one of those quarters. But give me the Bills at home.
Bills all the way, yeah, man.
Yep.
I don't know if Clown Town's gonna be able to bring it back.
Listen, I don't think it's their get right week. They're not even close. By the way, have you been checking the comments and stuff?
Yeah.
Cool. Away.
You are sure that the team on the right is the home team, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because the Chargers are visiting the Steelers.
Right.
Yeah. Finally, I made this, by the way.
You made it?
That's why I kept the home team on.
I like that.
On the left. And
That's very impressive.
Right? It's way better.
I'm very happy about that.
Finally, the Commies visiting the Cincinnati Bengals. This has to be a get-right game for the Bengals. It has to be. And if it's not, then I'll give up on them too.
I smell a trap.
Maybe. But I'll give up. I'll burn my hat. The one that I have for the Bengals.
Oh, it's a cool hat, though.
I know, but it's the Commies.
Ew.
If you lose against the Commies at home, I don't know what to say anymore. Eric, who do you like?
Okay, so who have they lost to? They lost
Patriots
against the Patriots and Chiefs. And the Commanders used to be called the Redskins.
Yes.
You're seeing a pattern here?
That they're gonna lose against. That the Bengals only play against like military things?
Maybe, and like Native American?
Well, I mean, the Patriots are not Native American.
Well, but they're that era.
They're like the opposite.
They're that era.
Sure.
I'll take the Bengals.
Like where I don't know where you're going with this, but no.
I think my medicine's starting to hit.
Yeah. All right. Got picked home. So that's it. Those are our picks. Let's do this. Has anybody put in picks there? Because I need to put them here. Actually, just make sure we don't close that after it.
I think you can read the live chat after, right?
No.
Well, I'll just do this.
All right. So here you go to answer your question. Undefeated teams: Bills, Chargers, Chiefs, Steelers, Texans. No undefeated teams in the NFC East. Wow. Seahawks, Vikings, Saints, Buccaneers. So you wanna pick one from each conference?
Let's
to
do
make
that.
it easier? Okay.
So this week, a few are definitely gonna disappear.
All right. So let's begin with the NFC. So it's because it's easier.
Yeah.
Seahawks, Vikings, Saints, Buccaneers. All right. So Buccaneers had actually kind of an easy matchup, if I recall.
Yeah.
They're up against the Broncos, so Buccaneers will continue.
Buccaneers are gonna continue.
Saints are up against the
Chuck.
Eagles. That's a tough one. So Saints.
I think they're still going to continue, though.
Yeah, but let's put an asterisk on it. Vikings are up against the Texans, so that's also a really tough matchup.
I think that one's gone.
And the Seahawks are... Who are they hosting? They're up against the Dolphins at home.
I think they're
So it's between the Buccaneers and the Seahawks who will last longer, because I don't know if the Saints and Vikings will continue. But based on that particular path...
I'm going to say the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers are the longest? Yeah, I don't believe in the Seahawks either. Give me the Buccaneers. I agree with you.
But I actually believe in the Saints.
Fair enough. You know what? Let's just see the Saints schedule versus the Tampa Bay schedule. Okay. They meet up week 5 or week 4. So Saints is Eagles, Falcons, Chiefs, Buccaneers.
Jesus.
That's a brutal stretch. Ooh.
I believe in the Saints.
You believe in the Saints? 15-0?
Oh, no.
They can't because they got the Chargers.
Yeah, they got the Chargers. They can't do that.
No, impossible. So
they can make it to 15 wins, but just not 15-0.
So right now they're 2-0. You're saying 3-0 Eagles, 4-0 Falcons, 5-0 Chiefs? Is that what you're saying? The Chiefs is in Kansas City, by the way. So it's Eagles at home in Atlanta.
Because it's Derek Carr. Derek Carr knows how to play the Chiefs.
All right.
And lose.
Okay.
But now he's going to win.
Then it's the Buccaneers at home.
Well, and they win. And that's the end of the Buccaneers.
So they got 6 wins. They're 6-0. Then they have the Broncos, which is 7-0.
No, the Broncos are going to beat them.
All right. Fair enough. All right, so let's just see the Buccaneers schedule really quick. Against the Broncos at home, against the Eagles at home, in Atlanta, and then in New Orleans.
You see, they don't have the easiest.
Well, we're about to figure out who the Eagles are.
Let's figure it out. Maybe we're going to figure out who the Broncos are.
Maybe. Anyway, let's see in the AFC. So we got Bills, Chargers, Chiefs.
Chargers are going to be undefeated.
Steelers. All right, so you pick the Chargers. Who would be your second pick? Just, for fun's sake. By the way, every division here has a 2-win team, at least.
I was going to say the Chiefs, but they're going to play the Saints.
Hey, of course, they can't.
So it's going to be the Texans.
I'm between the Texans, the Bills, and the Chargers. Because, of course, if you're saying 50-0.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm believing you. So
that's my one right prediction.
So the Steelers are going to lose.
Duh.
Chiefs are going to lose, obviously, against the Chargers in week 4. So it's between the Bills and the Texans. Texans have a rough game this week, man.
A rough game, but they's going with it.
And the Bills have an easy one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Bills.
Okay. I understand.
So there you go.
I have a funnier one.
What?
Which of the AFC South teams that doesn't have a win is going to get one first?
Oh, interesting.
I think it's going to be the Colts.
Let's see. Jaguars against the Bills, no. Colts against Bears. Doable.
Titans, I think they got an easy one.
Titans against Packers. I think it's the Colts.
I think it's the Colts.
The Colts have the easiest path. But
they could just go another win without a week without a win.
All of them. Actually, that would be really funny. How low can you go? But anyway, there you go. That's it. As I said, or as I usually say, comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at DarioSDW and at Super Dario World. If you want to be part of the league, again, all you have to do is just send me your picks. I'm still trying to figure out the prize pick stuff. Probably be up, hopefully this week. It's really weird. I tried it, but it wouldn't let me go into week 3. Only week 2, and week 2 wasn't done. So it was bizarre. I'll figure it out.
We'll look into it.
Yeah. But as always, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next time.